Lady Macbeth's speech in Act 1, Scene 5 of Macbeth, which starts with the lines, "The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements," comes in the middle of the scene. It's the first time we meet her. So far, in this scene, she's received a letter from her husband Macbeth that he met some witches who told him that he was going to become the king. And her reaction to the letter is that she wants this too, but that she doesn't think that he's strong enough to go through with it. And she says, "Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear." Meaning, I hope you rush here so that I can pour my spirits, my magic, my spirit into your ear to support you being able to go through with killing Duncan so that you can become king and I can become queen. So right after she says that, a messenger arrives who tells her that Macbeth and Duncan are on their way to the castle that very night. And she's like, "That's impossible." And the messenger says, "Yep, that's what's happening." And then he leaves, and that's when this speech begins. Now, the first line, "The raven himself is hoarse." Some people think that that is referring to the messenger. It's not made explicit in the text that the raven would be the messenger and that he's hoarse because he's out of breath because he rushed to tell her. Personally, I think that she actually hears a raven cawing outside the castle, and that is an omen to her, that the raven symbolizes ominous, dark, evil things, and that it's an omen that murder is going to happen when Duncan, the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements into my castle. So it seems to me like confirmation to her. And then she goes into the speech, which is an invocation of the evil spirits. And the question in how to act this is, how do we start? Where does Lady Macbeth start? She obviously really wants to be queen. And then she's going to invoke these evil spirits, and she's asking them through this speech to help her sort of rid herself of all of these human qualities that would get into her way of being able to go through with murder. And she needs to be clear of those things so that she can support Macbeth in going through with murdering Duncan. So there's a lot in the play about human nature, masculine and feminine nature, which we have to remember in Elizabethan times there were very clear ideas about masculine and feminine and the qualities that were assigned to both of those, much more stereotypical than the way that we think about them today, but it was a reality for them. And also the natural order of things. This play has a lot of the supernatural elements. It's supernatural, it's not natural. The king being, the throne being taken by murder is not in the natural order of things. And these witches appearing, it's supernatural. So there's a lot of talk like that in this speech. So I think, let's just go through it. So, "The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements." So, fatal entrance, to her it's a fait accompli. To Lady Macbeth, it's already done. He's gonna die if he comes into this castle. And then she says, "Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts." So she says this sort of prayer, this invitation to spirits that attend, that wait, that tend on mortal thoughts, thoughts of death. Unsex me here. Let me get rid of all of my femininity. And fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. So she needs to be that cruel in her whole body. Make thick my blood. stop up the access and passage to remorse. So I need my blood to be so thick that like nothing's getting to my heart, basically. No feelings, no emotions are traveling through my body. That no compunctious visitings, so that no compunctious visitings of nature. Nature being human nature, compunctious being like, she doesn't want to have any compunction about this. She doesn't want to have anything that makes her stop and say, oh, maybe I shouldn't kill somebody. Maybe we shouldn't kill somebody. That no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose. Fell, evil, cruel. Nor keep peace between the effect and it. I want to be able to go through with it. I don't want something getting in the way and trying to keep peace. Come to my woman's breasts, another invitation. Come to my woman's breasts, theme in this play, and take my milk. Milk symbolizing, all of these loving, nurture, bringing life into the world. Take my milk for gall. Gall being it was believed in that time to be the bodily fluid that had to do with hatred coming out of the gallbladder. Take my milk for gall, swap it out. You murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances, wherever you are that I can't see you, you wait on nature's mischief. So you're attending to all these things that are going to turn over the natural order of things, or the things that are against human nature. Come, thick night. So come, darkness, and pall thee, dress thee, in the dunnest smoke of hell, the darkest smoke of hell. Make this a dark night. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the darkest smoke of hell, that my keen knife, my sharp knife, see not the wound it makes. Make it so dark that my knife doesn't even see the wound that it's making. Nor, heaven, peep through the blanket of the dark. Don't let heaven come in to cry, hold, hold, to say, wait, stop. Don't let any forces of good come into my castle tonight. Make it be that dark of a night. All right, so we have a choice here. Does Lady Macbeth have these feelings and she's trying to purge herself of them? Is it scary to invoke these evil spirits? At the time, this was a big deal. It's a little freaky, but she does it because she wants to be queen that badly. All right. Let's read it. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Where'er in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold. Another way to play this speech is that Lady Macbeth is cruel and has all this hatred in her heart, and to play the ambition and the ruthlessness, that's a way to go with it. I've seen it played many different ways. I've seen it played where it's very scary to be invoking these spirits. I've seen it played, with a lot of sexuality. There are all different ways to play this speech, but let's give it one go with sort of ruthless ambition. The raven himself is hoarse that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts. Unsex me here and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold!